Hi everyone, Dr. Nicole LaPera, the holistic psychologist here. As always, thank you to all of my subscribers out there. If you're not yet subscribed and you enjoy this video, please hit subscribe at the end. So today's video is going to be on inner child communication. Our inner child is the house of our unmet needs, childhood wounds that lives in our subconscious mind. A lot of the feelings, when we are overwhelmed by feelings on a day-to-day basis, a lot of the time it's because it's our inner child and those deeper wounds that are being touched. When we're in that state of reactivity and we go to communicate our feelings to our friends, our partners, our family members, we often lead with other-based language, meaning we use the word you, right? We say things like, you always do, you did, you said, etc. When we use that you language, the listener oftentimes can begin to feel threatened. When we hear something that's directed at us by the word you, the listener's nervous system can become triggered. They can perceive what's coming next as a threat. And when we are feeling threatened, I assure you, we are not listening. Fun fact, when we are feeling threatened, our nervous system activates, and one of the activations is in our inner ear. It actually constricts some of the small bones in our inner ear, actually making this type of dialoguing quite difficult. Many other reasons it becomes hard when we are emotionally activated. So the bottom line is we really want to avoid that type of languaging so that when we share our feelings, the feelings that our inner child may be having, we set ourselves up to be heard. We want to really evolve our relationships into safe spaces for communication, especially when our deeper needs and wounds are coming to the surface. So how do we begin to change? If you were listening and you kind of identify, yeah, maybe I do use this you-based language. How can I shift? How can I shift the way I talk about my feelings in my relationships so that I can feel safer and more known to the people that I want to feel safe and known to? So here are 5 steps. The first step, instead of beginning with you, practice beginning the statement with, my inner child is feeling. That shift from you to my inner child is feeling, me exploring what my feelings are, can allow that person, the listener, to rest, to feel safe, to maybe be more receptive, to hear what's coming next, as opposed to, again, that you, where my senses, become activated and I shut down. So begin practicing statements that start with, my inner child is feeling. This is probably going to feel weird at first. We're not used to communicating in this way. But with practice, this can become a new normal. And like I said, can go a long way to increasing the likelihood that our message, especially around our feelings, a really important message, is heard. And the next step, once we've spoken these feelings, especially because many of us don't share our feelings in this way, a lot might come up. So we want to then pause and allow things to wash over us. As this is new for a lot of us, it could make us feel vulnerable. We might be surprised at the things that are coming to the surface. So we want to make the communication starting with my inner child is feeling, and then we want to pause to allow the deeper feelings to come to the surface. So when we're paused and when we're allowing, the feelings, everything to come up, some of this might be in our physical body in the form of an energetic release. It can be tears, it can be sensations. A lot of us have had those feelings, those energies essentially contained and suppressed in our body. So this is okay, this is normal, this is helpful, allowing those energies to release. I know when I began sharing my inner child feelings, I cried a lot. I felt it in my body, much needed release, because for so long, like a lot of you, those energies were stuck in me and were keeping me stuck. So we're stating my inner child, we're allowing anything and everything that is there to come up and honoring it, including the energetic releases that a lot of us might feel. And then we want to allow the other person to have time to process and to feel about what we just shared. The time might vary, right? Some of us, can process and be in the moment in real time. Not all of us can. These moments might mean hours, days, right? Allowing the person to sit and feel about what they heard you share and having the patience to allow, the listener to have that space. Once then, right? They have had that time to process, they might want to share, right? Their feelings based on what they heard. So then we want to ask, practice active listening, right? Do and allow this person now to respond in that same way, creating that safety so that we can learn to practice hearing how someone else feels in a new way. So I hope this video was helpful. Again, remember, this is a practice, this is a process, this doesn't happen overnight. It's incredibly challenging to share our feelings with other people. We want to learn how to evolve our relationships into safer spaces, and these tips are a great way to begin. I hope you found this video helpful.